How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Is It a Buy, where we talk about stocks and try to determine if they are with the buyer, maybe a pass. My name is Corey. I'd just like to preface the video by saying I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy who likes to talk about stocks, so please take what I say with a grain of salt, all right? How's it going, guys? Here's the deal. Look at this chart. All right, look at this chart. This chart looks freaking good, all right? Let's get into the, this is a little more macroscopic. Let's look a little more microscopic, right? Let's look at the 5-day. And look how we're looking, okay? We are really not looking as bad as people think. I know it doesn't feel good. We were at 77.26 at the peak. And now, we were down 6% on the day, which really isn't so bad considering how yesterday went, right? So I'm just taking a step back. When in doubt, zoom out. Look at the setup that we have. We have a bull flag setup right here, ready to go, okay? We are ready to go. We are waiting. I do have this level of support here at around $40, and I think that we're going to respect this, okay? And, even if we do dip below, but we do have this level of support over here at 32. I'm going to be holding strong. In fact, I bought freaking more. And full disclosure, my option expired today, and I used it expired very, very, very in the money. I used every single penny to go back all in on it, okay? I'm back all in. You can see it right here because I'm not trying to hide it. You can see my sell right here. And I sold because it expired today, so I sold my option and I bought right back in. Okay, I'm not going anywhere. I believe in what is going on. I believe in this, and this was expensive. This was it really wasn't cheap. It was 5K. It was over 5K. I think it was like 52 something. Yeah, something around there. So yes, I firmly believe in everything going on, okay? I'm not like just saying, oh, like I'm going to buy and hold. No, I had all those gains, right? I had $5,000, could have pulled it out, could have bought a new car or something, right? Could have put it toward a new car because everyone knows I need it. But you know what? I believe in the stock. I believe in the apes. I believe in everything going on, right? And so, yeah. And, hopefully that can just, and here's the deal. I totally understand that some people, they may need to exit, they can't afford to lose this money. And while it's not my favorite thing in the world, I totally understand. Right. But personally, I can afford to hold on a little longer because I still believe in it. Okay. We're going to get into what's going on, why I'm still so bullish on everything. And we'll go from there. Okay. We're just going to continue to go. But first, I'm excited to chat really quick. We'll continue to talk about the day, talk about the after hours, and I'll give you guys some words, okay? And we'll just we'll get through it. No big deal. When in doubt, zoom out. Look at this, okay? Let me start the chat. You guys look. Dog, yo, what is up? Lee, what is up, my friend? Rafter. Okay, so I saw your chat, Rafter. Rafter says, I think I accidentally bought a short option. Okay, I think you probably bought a put today, right? Now you have a few options. Currently, you're kind of, it's in the favor of your put, right? And so if you have a put option and it's going down, you may want to look at either a quick exit or waiting the water, seeing if you can get, make some profit and buy some shares and get bullish or do whatever you want to do with it. But, it may not be a bad thing. So before you freak out, I understand it was a mistake. So, obviously I'm sure you're going to be careful in the future, but just keep that in mind. Don't freak out just yet, play it slowly, see if you can make a little profit, and then go whichever way you want to go. Okay, do whatever you want to do. Or you could also just cut losses as soon as the market opens on Monday and see if you just want to get out, wash your hands. If you really are too nervous, it was just a total mistake. Then take that for what it is. So hopefully that helps. Yeah, here's the deal. I see a lot of people, or a few people, I guess, saying, I'm down. I'm down a lot. And, some people are down right now, right? Some people are down right now. Some people aren't really doing so well. It doesn't look so good, right? But theoretically, if you had bought in, right? If you bought in at $30, which most of the apes, right? Especially the ones in the chat, most of us got in before $30, right? And so realistically, I know it doesn't feel good to be down, but, at the end of the day, most of the apes are still up, right? Even me, I bought in, and here's the deal: I bought in late, right? I guess I doubled down late at around 27, and I'm still up. Okay, so it's just a matter of perspective, where you are, where you're confident. If you still believe in the cause, if you still believe in the stock. I know. Today, here's the deal: it was kind of rough, right? We ended at 47.91, and we'll get into the options and everything in just a second. Currently, we are down, 10% in the after hours at 42.70. But even then, we are still we're a long way from $5. We're a long way from $10. Okay, and I'm still believing in it. And so let's go over to these. I was pulling just some stuff up really quick. Let's take a look at Vortex really quick. So, okay, so let's take a look at a few of these numbers, right? And so we're just going to kind of glance over this just for a second, because I do want to talk about, I do want to progress. I am only going to stream for a little bit tonight, like an hour rather than 2 hours. I'm going to go out for dinner, and I would like everyone to kind of take a moment, step back, and I know today was a little bit rough, but I don't let one bad day diminish all your returns. If you're having a good, like, for example, if you're having a good gym streak or whatever, a good you do really good in your classes or whatever, you have one bad test, quiz, you miss a day at the gym, or you're not feeling so good at the gym, and you don't go as hard as you could have or should have. It's not gonna, one bad day at the gym, one bad cheat meal isn't gonna ruin all your progress. And so keep that in mind, right? Look a little more macroscopically, right? Think, just think about that, okay? So let me say hi to Ginger. What is up, Ginger? What is up, Prowess? Nice to see you guys. Okay, so let's continue here. So these numbers, we're gonna get into it, but we'll glance over it. Does look like let's see, they did return some shares as T+2, so this was 2 days ago, and we can look at what happened 2 days ago, right? So it's a little interesting actually, because 2 days ago was this, whenever we were up 100%, and that was only 30 million shares. Now, what's very interesting, I have to kind of get through this because the shares on loan hasn't changed. The return shares did change, so I'm trying to figure out where these return shares came from, because I'm a little confused as to where that came from. So yeah, so just full disclosure, I'm trying to walk through it. I'm not trying to shill anybody. And again, I also need to process all of this information that's changed. I need to process what's happened, because obviously they did return some shares. But even if this is at 100 million shares on loan, right, then that is still fantastic. I have no problem with that. Oh, it would be over 100 million shares on loan. That is still great, right? Short interest did go down a little bit, and we're going to see, but we're going to talk about the short interest in these shares on loan, or the borrowed shares, in just a second with some of the posts that I have up here, okay? Stonko Tracker. Let's take a look at Stonko Tracker. So, as we know, we did want that $50, or personally, I think that would have been such a good place, right? Because we would have had a lot more calls expire in the money. Obviously, we didn't get that. Instead of having, and last week, whenever we had all the options expire in the money, it was a bunch of options. It was around, I think, 19 million. And then this week is going to be, 11 million. So basically half of that. Now, I'm not sure if we'll actually gamma squeeze next week. I'm not sure what the price action will do next week. Like I said, I do have these levels of support and resistance, kind of this, like I said, this bull flag, and we're going to see which way it breaks out. We're looking for a breakout. It did bounce here, and I'm very happy it bounced here, because, it was getting pretty close to the this $40 mark to break it. And so I'm okay. I'm going to continue to hold, continue to wait. The only thing that I don't want people to do, and I want you to be very careful with yourself, is shilling yourself. Okay, that is very, very, very dangerous. You don't want to shill yourself. If you need to take a break, not look at it, that's kind of my plan, right? We're going out to dinner, but I want people to kind of like get some good vibes for a second, enjoy your weekend, take a break. We've been in the thick of it, right? When we've had, and this is the problem, we've had, follow me here, we had almost too many good days, right? It was too clean, too good, and this feels real rough. This feels extremely rough. That's what they want. And remember, I firmly believe that let me see how much the shorting pressure look like on here. Shares borrowed, yeah, so 3 million, and you have to keep in mind, it doesn't take very many shares for them to naked short back and forth, right? It's a short ladder attack and have these stocks have and drop the price, especially something around here, especially if these new apes have these stop losses. You guys have to be super careful with those stop losses. The new apes and even old apes, if you still have these stop losses, they don't need to trigger it all the way down here. They just need to trigger that chain reaction to drop those shares. Okay. So let's go ahead and continue over here. So Sonko tracker, that's that. Look at the trader sentiment, guys. The trader sentiment still 92% buyers. So this was a little bit different. I believe it was 97 and then 8 and then or maybe 95 and 5%. This did change a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm just here to tell you guys what I think is going on, what I think happened. And so, yes, so it did change a little bit, but still 92% buyers. People are holding this freaking stock. And even though, and remember, I firmly believe their whole goal of yesterday and today was to not have these options expire in the money. Okay. Because it's a big deal for them. And I firmly believe that they started, they just couldn't have it. And it was too high. And they needed to start yesterday with the high frequency shorting or high frequency trading and these short ladder attacks in order to have these stocks, to have it go where it was today. Okay. I do not think this is true trader sentiment. Why? And think about it. Why would people just start selling whenever? And granted, and there was also the news catalyst. It was almost like a planned attack. In my personal opinion, right? My personal opinion, it was like a planned test. Sorry, I read something else. A planned attack, right? They had the news as well as what was it? As well as the short ladder attacks. I mean, it just wasn't very good, especially with these new apes. It looks very good. A lot of new people hopped on, and guess what? I bet you a lot of people sold at a loss if they hopped on up here and they just freaked out and they panic sold. Okay, so you have to keep that in mind. And so, while it's not my favorite thing in the world, shaking those paper hands is and creating new diamond hands, I think is going to be just part of the process. It's going to be part of the process. You're going to have new people who just can't afford to lose it. They're scared. They got in high and they, whatever happens, maybe they'll buy back in low, hoping for another rip. I think whenever it rips again, people will FOMO back in. And then if they paper hands this time and they FOMO back in, maybe they will see, oh, okay, it's a process, And I think that's why it's so important to bring out the DD again. Make sure people are seeing the videos. Make sure people are understanding what is happening, right? If you have a new friend that you know of or a co-worker or whatever, let them know the DD. Let them know that it's going to be a bumpy ride. And I'm glad to see this because, well, not really glad to see it, but I think this is going to be a great little case study. This way you can say, look, and for a new ape, you can say, look, it's going to be a bumpy road, but whenever we're at 100 or wherever we're going to be at in X amount of time, you can say, look, it gets a little bumpy, but you know what? There's a method to the madness, so that's that. So I was trying to just go on AMC stock right here, see what was kind of trending, and see what a lot of people were kind of liking in the stock, because apes are so cool, man. They rally the other apes. They come out with these DDs, right? Obviously a lot of us work during the day. We can't really look at the DD. We can't really find new DD. We're just kind of relying on the other apes that have, that can have that extra second or maybe find something small that can, blossom into something. And so I see this here. I didn't really get a chance to read it too thoroughly, but I did want to. It seems extremely popular. And I figure we'll kind of read through it and see if this is actually something that we can kind of decipher together, right? And so with the news of self-reported short interest now down negative 20%, which is what we're seeing over here in Ortex, this needs to be blown up. Okay, so this is Christian Andrews. I have them pulled up right here. Thematic investor. So I don't know too much about this person, about their they say they're their CEO, CIO of, but anyone can be a little CEO. So not to discredit this person, but just so you know, I don't really know their full extent of their credentials, but it seems to be pretty popular here. You need to be aware of this. Citadel will try to stop the squeeze with the appearance of fake covering, bringing the short interest down. They will use synthetic long shares by the use of writing calls with an options loophole. This happened to GME, evidence below. And let's see if we can find this. Where we at? Okay, so let's see if this pulls up and I can find something here. Can anyone else confirm this? So I'm trying to see if there's any kind of confirmation. Sorry, I'm trying to do this DD like just with you guys. I really didn't have a lot of time to like get this pulled up and get this figured out right now. But I just want to see like, well, we can look at this in a second, but you know, I just want you guys to know. And I talked about this, right? I said Citadel and the other hedge funds, they know what we're doing. They're literally, I would be absolutely baffled if they didn't have someone on Wall Street Bets, on Superstar, on all of Reddit, on all the YouTube channels, like seeing what is going on, right? I mean, why wouldn't they? It wouldn't make any sense for them not to do that, right? If we could have a plant inside of Citadel or in these hedge funds, why wouldn't we? You know what I mean? So it only makes sense that they're watching. So with them watching, right, they know, okay, well, first it was Fintel, and then Fintel got all wonky all of a sudden, right? We were like, oh, these Fintel numbers, they don't make sense. They're not consistent, yada, yada. Okay, now Fintel's kind of out of the picture, right? So everybody goes to Ortex. So now we're in Ortex, right? And all of a sudden the numbers are kind of looking kind of wonky, don't really make too much sense. And all of a sudden the short interest is going down. The stock is going up. Like it's kind of counterintuitive, right? Because as the stock goes up, I guess now the short interest is kind of changing, but either way, you know, with all this stuff, it's just been kind of weird. They know where we are. They know what we're looking at. They know what we're looking for. And I think that's where this kind of comes in, right? I said, and so I think that's where that kind of comes in. Okay. And this person had another tweet here that was pretty popular as well. An attorney, this is pretty funny though. An attorney from a hedge fund this morning ordered me to delete a post or they would sue. This is for stating that creating synthetic shares is illegal per SEC law. A firm shorting AMC has been trading in dark pool exchanges per FINRA reports with 5 times AMC float. This is the sign you need. Okay. And I think that's a good point, right? Because we know, remember, let's go back to dark pools. Let's look at dark pools on Investopedia. So for anyone who doesn't know what a dark pool is, we'll go through it really quick. And, you know, even then I'd rather explain it from this definition just because it's much better than I would try to spew out. So dark pool key takeaways, I love the key takeaways from Investopedia. Dark pools are private asset exchanges designed to provide additional liquidity and anonymity for trading large blocks of securities away from the public eye. That's freaking sketchy. They shouldn't have this anonymity, right? These guys are hedge funds. They shouldn't have this anonymity. They have to report everything except shorts and I guess dark pool trades, right? Now, so this is just the advantages and stuff, but dark pools, however, dark pools' lack of transparency makes them susceptible to conflicts of interest by their owners and predatory trading practices by HFT firms. High frequency trading firms, okay? Which, what do we hear about all the time? High frequency trading firms, all the freaking time. That's all we hear about, right? We hear about those high frequency trading and how they're doing this and doing that. It is just not, it's just crazy. All the things that these guys are able to do, right? You know, it's insane how these guys can just get away with like whatever the heck they want. And even with this stuff, like it's just unreal. So yeah, so, you know, I just want people to know that I know we're seeing these numbers. They're not looking our favorite. The stock is not looking our favorite, but you know, you just have to continue to look at the DD, continue to look to believe. They wouldn't have, there's no, I don't believe that there's a way that they would have covered yet, right? We still see that these shares are still on loan. These shares on loan has only increased. These have only increased during this time, right? It went up, you know, I don't know if this is for the day or for the week or how, you know, 7 days, but it's going up. Oh yeah, 7 days ago. So the change, yeah. In the past 7 days, it's gone up 4%, 4.5%. And so that's why I think this is so relevant. It finally makes sense, right? Because this is what I was talking about, because I'm saying I don't understand how this is going down, but this hasn't changed. These numbers aren't really matching up. They're not adding up. It doesn't really make any sense. And so that's where this could make these posts here can make a little more sense and help us kind of break down what may or may not be happening, right? Like it's just so crazy. Oh, Meet Kevin bought more AMC. See, I didn't even know that. Yeah. And so let's continue here. Let me see if I can see any kind of evidence points to GME shorts not having covered, but pretending this was in February 7th. Okay. So a little bit older, but pretending they did via the use of options to illegally cover with synthetic long shares to break the squeeze. Okay. Well, sounds familiar, right? Sounds like basically what the heck is going on today. Now, so I guess we'll read the summary. Well, let me read the, okay. TLDR. Great. Thank you. Data points strongly point to hedge funds using tricks to appear as if they have covered shorts when they haven't truly covered. Specifically, an illegal method or loophole to cover their shorts with synthetic long shares generated from the use of options. Full details below, so it goes into it. I'm gonna have to kind of dive into this. I'll keep this saved. Maybe it's a video I can make this weekend, because I just need people to know, like, you know. I've seen a lot of Adam Jimenez. They're still doing it. Adam, do you have a... I'm looking at your comments, bro. This guy's freaking out. Send me the Discord. The Discord is in the thing, bro. So, okay, let me pull this up and let's see. Apparently this person has, you know, life-changing news. So let's go ahead and get this pulled up. They're still actively doing it. I know that's literally what this person is saying. If you have something that you would like to to share, are you sharing it on the Discord? Let's see if we can get this information here. Let's see. Yeah. So okay. Well, let me know what's your Twitter. So my Twitter is also in the description. It's just is it a buy / is it a buy. They're still actively doing it. Adam, let me know where you send it, my friend, and I'll be happy to pull it up and take a look. Oh, Meet Kevin bought options and was buying puts. Oh, gosh. All right. Well, I don't know. Someone said about Meet Kevin. Jimmy. Okay. Let's take a look on Twitter. We'll open this like this. Oh, man. And then we'll copy and paste. Okay, here we go. I'm assuming it's this one, right? This is what you want to see. So Jimmy Two Shoes. All right. Yeah, there's a lot of places for you to find the the stuff. But yeah, so let's continue while I get just confirmation from Adam. Because this is the order book. Are you talking about this order book here? This is this is an order book, and that's why Robinhood preventing me from buying, not selling. Let's go apes. An order book. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. A lot of sells. Oh yeah. Okay. Well, there you go then. All right. Well, thank you. So let's go ahead and continue over here. Let's see. Somebody. Yes, it is still going on. Yeah. So that's, I mean, that's what we're seeing, right? This stuff is still happening. These guys are still doing the same stuff. Here's the deal. I mean, if they can do it, right, they can continue to, if they do this before, you know, why would they do it again? What's preventing them from doing it again? As long as they can, you know, naked short, do this, do that, you know, like, you know, hide these things in this place, hide this, hide that. Like, why wouldn't they like do this, right? And this is where these DTCC filings, which I doubt there are any new ones. You know, and I looked at this one. This is just about tax reporting. It's nothing important, or, you know, not to me at least. I didn't think there was anything interesting in there, or nothing specifically at least. And, you know, actually I like this. This is not my real name. Says if you didn't sell today, you didn't lose anything, right? Keep in mind, guys. Sure, these are called unrealized gains, right? Because realistically, are you up or are you down on as a whole, right? I am very up as a whole. I have unrealized gains. Today I had unrealized losses a little bit, but you know what? I have unrealized gains that I have, okay? And so I think that's very important to keep that in mind. You don't, there you go, Lee says it, you don't lose until you sell or you bought an option that expired out of the money. Lee knows that I have some pain with options. I know how it goes, Lee. But yes, you know, or they expire out of the money and you're done for. But yeah. So right now, what we're gonna have, what I think is, I'm just gonna wait and see which way the wind blows. Right, I'm very up. I can hold no problem. Like I said, I added $5,000 more to my position today. I have to whisper so my fiance doesn't hear me. So yeah, that's what I think. That's what I think. Ray says, do you have an opinion on the $8 million of call options that had a strike of $145 or 145 and expired today? You know, I think someone had an interesting feeling, and they really wanted to go all in on those options. And you know what? Respect for sure, but you know, these options did not expire in the money. But you know what? Like, well, I don't know. I guess right now it's going to be a penny because it's over with. But good for them. You know, good for them for believing in something and going for it. Realistically, though, I mean, I guess that was a lot of contracts, right? But you know, for this one right here, right, for next Friday, for $239, let's say the stock actually does go to, you know, I don't know, 100 let's say it squeezes next week and it starts, you know, hits 1,000, 10,000, whatever the heck it's going to go. If this stock next week hits, you know, 100, where's 155? If it hits 155 bucks, you just made $765 off a $239 bet, right? And so there's a what is it called? They're not necessarily bad, right? These are great ways to leverage your money, especially if you believe in what is going to happen, right? For example, if you believe the squeeze is going to happen by June 25th, right? A lot of people are thinking June 18th, right? A lot of people are saying, or, you know, obviously, and the only reason I say that is because a lot of people purchase those $40 right here. Look at all these options in the money, right? And I also wonder if they're trying to get it set up for these to not expire in the money or something. I mean, this is just a theory, right? Because June 18th is so bullish, and imagine all of these. This right here in itself, I think that's 13 million shares, right? That would expire in the money. 138. Yeah, 13 million shares only at the $40 strike. So, yeah, but you know, if you think it's going to happen up here, you know, you can really leverage your money very well by buying very out of the money, right? Back in the day, these $40 and even these right here, these $40 ones right here, they were 39. I remember, I'll never forget it. They were $39 each contract. Today, each contract is $1,800, right? My contract that I have a contract here, it's in my Fidelity account, and that one is up, I think, almost 2,000%. It's ridiculous how strong these contracts are, right? How these contracts can how you can leverage your money with this. It's insane. Yeah. So guys, really quick, I see stuff going on, but we're gonna keep it chill in the chat. It was a crazy day. This is a chill stream, like relaxing. My mods, they're crazy. They'll just start banning people, and I support them. So just no. Let's just take a second. All right, let's not chill. Let's not shout out. I see people saying Doge sucks. Like, what the heck? No, like, let's just chill. Let's not try to pump other stocks. Let's not do this. Let's do that. Let's be respectful. All right, because that's how we do it over here. So let's go and continue. So I see somebody asking, how does Monday look? Well, Monday's going to look, it really just depends, right? It's going to really depend on this right here. Now, this can be pushed out, right? Let's say it pushes out. Let's say we continue to test these levels and it goes a little higher or even a little bit, a little bit lower. We can continue to adjust these, if this goes, Come on. There we go. If this goes, out or something, if it continues to test, up here, we can push this out just a little bit, right? And we can continue to move it. But at the same time, what you need to decide is which way you want to go, right? Now, well, I guess you don't get to decide, but this is gonna push one way or another. Let me see if I can get these touching again. Yeah, we'll touch these like that. And I could even put that like that. Yeah, we'll do it like that. And then this one, I have 1, 2. Wait, where's my third touch point? Okay, we'll give this one as the third and fourth touch point to respect it. I'm not sure where I had it before. I don't think I only had 2 touch points. Doesn't make any sense. But okay, so we got those touch points there, and I feel good about this, right? Now we bounced here, so we'll see what happens in the morning, right? Monday morning, we're gonna see which way it goes. Hopefully, yes. Like Diamond Life, hey, welcome. We do need to see if it respects. Hopefully, it respects us up and up and up, and then it breaks through, right? And then Diamond Backhand will be here on Tuesday to hype us up, and hopefully on Tuesday we have some crazy price action, right? We are. That's what we're hoping for. Okay, that is what we're going for. Fortnite says AMC will reach $200 by the end of the year. Better to hold than come Monday it's crashing. And you guys have to remember, like, let's go to GameStop really quick. You guys, I think people are forgetting or don't look at this. This is a bumpy road. You know what I mean? Like, even back here, I know it looks good right now, but this is a bumpy road. Look at this. This is not a straight line, right? We know which way it goes, so it's easy to look at. But imagine if you bought in right here, and it goes down, or you bought in up here at $12 and it's down to $10 or whatever. Like, this is not an easy road, okay? This gets crazy, and you just have to be ready for that, right? You have to be ready. Let's say you're right here. It shot up and then it retraced pretty hard. From we'll call it 15 to down to 10, right? That's a 50% retracement. Or wait, 50 to 10. Well, 10 to, well, I can't do math, but anyways, it's a pretty strong retracement, right? Going down. Oh, Diane, I'm so sorry. I saw your thing, your super chat. Take her for ice cream. If she heard, yeah, I'm gonna have to do something. She's too cool. Hey, to the moon. Lee's using the emojis. Lee, I think you're the first person to use the dang emojis that the members get. No one uses the emojis. I spent well, they're kind of small. They're a little more detailed. They're very detailed, which sucks that they're so small. But Diamond Life says, ride the roller coaster, guys. And that's what you have to keep in mind, right? Look at this. This is a bumpy ride at, $15, $20, 20, and it gets funny whenever I get all the way over there, because this looks like chump change over here. And at the end of the day, this is chump change. Wouldn't you have loved, think about what you would have given to get into GameStop at $20. Think about what you'd have given to get into GameStop at $45, right? I mean, yeah. So look at this. I mean, even then, look, it jumped all the way to 76, 130, 159, and then this is a hard retracement, right? Went from 159 all the way back down. I wonder if I can get in here. Let's see if I can get in here. We're going to try to zoom in a little bit. This one right here, look, went from 253, the next one all the way down to 85, right? Look at this candle. Like, look at these two candles right next to each other. It gets rough. It gets very, very rough. And then Robinhood stops trading. And then, or over here is when Robinhood stopped trading, right? I can't recall which one it was. It was the 27th. On the 28th, they halted trading. And boom, I mean, yikes. Still recovered, right? Even here, look, still bounced a second. So anyways, I just want people to see that it's, stuff happens. Stuff happens. Aftermarket is looking good. I see someone here, I think it was Cody, yeah, Cody saying, it's coming up, I guess let's look at the 5-day candles. Is that what this was on? Sure, we'll look at the 5-day candles. And look, this is good, $43, right? Recovering. And this is what we want to see. This is exactly what we want to see. Smooth says, what are your opinion on DFV tweets? I'm not going to lie to you guys. I don't really watch all the DFV tweets. as much as I have so much respect for that freaking guy. I don't really watch him. I'd rather kind of stick to like the hardcore DD and stuff, and that stuff. Although he has some, obviously some of them you can't even miss because they're all over everywhere. But that's all good. Oh, Takits. Okay, let me see if I can find this person. Thank you, Lee. Let's see if I can find you. For these messages. All right, let's see. I felt miserable after the stock went down, but I've never felt as good as I do. Let me tell you why. Because we have proof that 18% of the shares are returned from when Ortex, and that day the stock went up 100%. That's all you need to know. Buy and hold. That's a good point, right? It's that momentum, right? That kind of like they just returned a little bit, right? And it shot up that much. Imagine whenever they return a little more and a little more and a little more, right? Like, yes. And imagine whenever it's going up. And again, people have to keep in mind, like, it's going to bounce, it's going to bounce, it's going to bounce. But if the apes hold strong, right, and they don't sell these shares, and these guys are like trying to cover, and if they're not able to do stuff like this, which I'm not sure if they won't be able to, but if the apes hold strong and it really doesn't affect, doesn't go this crazy, then imagine how high the stock can continue to go, right? You can just keep on going. Okay, Tykes also said, or take it easy. I see what your name is. Jeez. Also says that means 80% more are left, right? We went up this far with just, theoretically 20%. And so obviously the numbers may not be exactly accurate, but, we'll have to see. So thank you, Lee, for pointing that out. Let's see. Let me take a look here. Where's this thing that... Oh man, this is a whole thing. Where are the definitions that Trey finds? Is it this one? I don't know where the definitions are that Trey finds. Oh, Sweden? Okay. Says, thank you for the super chat. It says, I have 500 AMC. Cheers together. We are strong. Hold. And yeah, I'm with you. Those shares, and I'm sure you're probably up feeling pretty freaking good about those shares, right? Like, that's what people have to keep in mind. People have to keep in mind that, this stuff is like, is a process. It takes time. It's not always going to look so good, but you know what? Whenever GameStop went through it, and I feel like it's AMC's turn to go through it, right? AMC is going through the growing pains, is what you can call them, and this is a beautiful, like, a little bull flag we have going, and I'm hoping that this prints, and I think it will print personally. CT says 80%. There's a lot more than 80% now. They didn't return any. They used options to hide shorts, and they make it appear that, yeah. And I think I'd agree with CT. Not that I think Take It Easy was wrong. I just think that there's more. There's even more than that. I think that 18%. I don't think it was actually 18%. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be surprised if it was less than 5% or something, because of the position they've put themselves in. You have to keep in mind, we're not seeing the whole picture. And, even looking at this stuff, I know, I'm sure Trey knows, and Matt Kors and everyone else knows, but this isn't the whole picture. And if you think this is the whole picture, then I just personally disagree. And we can, I mean, like I said, they know where we're looking, they know where we are, they know exactly what is going on. Yeah, and Colton says, bro, GME is still going through it. Colton, you're right, my friend. Colton says, GME is still going through all this craziness. GME's not out of it yet. Let's look at GME's bumpy road, right? Look at this. Look at this. It's a bumpy freaking road. But you know what? At the end of the day, they still are back up, at 248 right now. And I'm sure they'll be testing like all of these very, 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 very soon. Very soon. Yeah, I think they just need a little breakout. Once they get that breakout, they're going to be back at 500 in no time. And that's what I think. That's what I really, really think. I gotta sneeze. Excuse me, sorry. Diamond Life says, I'm just glad we're not closing in the 30s. And that's a good point, right? And that's that positive mentality that I think a lot of people have to keep. Let me see. I see somebody saying, Travis says, why are people buying AMCX? Travis, that's just due to misinformation, incorrect information. I think even CNBC, they said, oh, all the apes are buying AMCX and you should too. They said something like that. And it's not AMCX. They literally put the wrong ticker, the wrong stock. Some people think it's on purpose. Who knows if it was Smooth Brain or if it was actual something. But yeah, it's crazy. Thank you, Jules. Let's see. Troy says, didn't a lot of options end in the money day, which would cause a gamma squeeze next week? I'm not gonna lie. It was 11 million shares, right? So this is how many contracts times 100. I'll show you guys the math really quick just to make sure I'm right. Yeah, so 11,400,000 shares did expire in the money. Now, will that trigger a gamma squeeze? I really can't say. Last week it was, I think, 19 million shares. So this is almost half this time. So it may not actually trigger a gamma squeeze, but I'm bullish. I think it will. I really hope that it does gamma squeeze. And people hop back in and we get this crazy momentum. And maybe we'll continue to see the same thing week over week. What I like this time is oh, Mary, thank you for joining the becoming a crew member. What I do like about this time is Robinhood couldn't stop it this time. They didn't stop anything. No one stopped anything. It just kept moving, right? And now, what we need is, what may happen, and this is kind of what I predicted last week, right? Is a gamma squeeze. What is that called? Loop. A gamma squeeze loop. So we would run up, and then maybe we'll see the same thing, right? Maybe we'll have a run up here, and then back down, and then another run up. Oh, I went out of the screen, and then another run up, and then back down, and then another run up, and then slowly we hit 70, 100, 130, and it continues in a continuous feedback loop. And I really hope that's what happens. So we'll see early next week, Monday, Tuesday. And we'll see if these options, if it was enough options to expire in the money, right? And if those are enough options that expire in the money, remember, we're going to have new FOMO people. We're going to have people adding to their positions. We're going to have that. And hopefully me adding to my position, with that $50 strike, with a break even of 60 something. Hopefully people like me will continue to get money and continue to put it back in the stock, right? Next time what I'm probably going to, and hopefully people are saying, I hope that I wish I would have bought at $50. I wish I would have bought at $70, right? And I think we're going to get people that see that, right? So yeah. Oh yeah, we do have 7 minutes until the day ends, and you know we're actually moving pretty well. Let's look at the 1 day and see which way it's blowing right now. Looking pretty good. Obviously, this looks a little weird on the because I mapped it more zoomed out, more macroscopically. So zoomed in is going to look a little bit weird, but even then, you know, looking good. Looking good, moving up. Yeah, like Diamond Life says, can we end at 44? That'd be very nice, right? A 44 ending, I'll take it. I would definitely take that. So we do have about 6 more minutes left. What's up, Joshua? Viento says AMC bots are real. Yeah, I mean that's a good point. You have to keep in mind these guys are doing whatever they can do, whatever they're gonna do whatever they can to make sure that people are invested in the wrong stock. The stock doesn't go the way we want it to go. You know, it's a whole thing. Yeah, like Travis says, you know, FOMO leads to. Hold on, what did you say, Travis? FOMO leads to paper hands, but it helps momentum. And that's what we needed, right? That's all we needed, a little bit of momentum, and that's what we got. We got the momentum. Now let's see if the momentum will continue, right? A whole lot of OG apes are up. A whole lot. And you know, think about it this way, and I just thought about this. If a whole lot of AMC apes are up, right? If the original AMC apes, the true diamond hands, own over 100% of the float, whenever it comes time to cover, you know, even the paper hands may not even be able to stop it, right? It might slow it down a little bit, but until they get to the actual real shares, and if the float is, you know, 5 times the shares or whatever, until they get through all of those shares, then, or I mean the synthetics are 5 times the float is what I meant to say, then until they get through all those shares, the stock, in my opinion, is going to continue to go up. And that is why I added more. I still firmly believe in it. I feel like these numbers aren't really making a whole lot of sense to me. And I feel like they are trying every single thing they can. And for all I know, they just switched it out of here or something to one of them that aren't. I believe this is 85% of the market or I forgot the term exactly, institutions or whoever these would be. I think this is 85%. So they could have switched to one that does not report to Ortex on purpose, right? They could have switched the majority and covered some of here on purpose. This way we think, oh, it's done, it's over with, right? And I do think that that's probably why they let it run. Why did they take the break off the shorting, the breaks off the shorting, right? And they only covered partially. I feel like they took the breaks off to shake some paper hands, get some people out, see if they can just get whoever they can out, and then, you know, let it lose all its momentum, go back to, you know, $5, whatever they think it's going to go to. And so that's kind of my opinion on this, on what might be happening. But I mean, I don't know. That's just that might be extremely far fetched. We'll have to see. Jeremy says, after the squeeze, I'm buying that hat off of you. Oh my gosh. There you go. Diamond Life says, got to take Ortex with a grain of salt. And that's true, right? And even though we've been looking at it every day, the majority of the time, I'm telling you guys, right? I said, you know, we're going to be watching these numbers, but they know we're looking at these numbers. They know we're looking at these numbers. So yeah. Yeah, there you go. David's, and this is actually a fantastic way to think about it. David says, you know, I'm still 236% on AMC. I can show for a year if I want with no care. You have to keep in mind, whenever it comes to traditional investing, these guys just want 20%, 10%, whatever percent, right? These guys don't care about, you know, if you told them you're going to give them 200% on a stock, they literally wouldn't believe you, because people don't get 200% on a stock in a year. People don't get 200% on a stock in 2 years, 5 years, right? They're looking for 20% gain on a good year, right? And ask anyone who's been a traditional investor, and don't lead the question. Just say, hey, what's a good percent of a return for a year for you? Ask them, and I guarantee you they'll say something. Maybe if they're feeling crazy, they're trying to impress you, maybe they'll say 30%. But for us to be, I'm up thousands of percentages. For me to be up 1,000%, I wouldn't have gotten there well, you know, with traditional trading, like the way these older retail investors trade, it would have taken me years to get there. Can you imagine how many years it would have taken me to get up thousands of percentage? So yeah. Nyan says, hey, do you have a sequential catalyst for next week? Give the share count, etc. So, here's the deal. The share count has been given. And I see there seems to be misunderstanding about the share count. So the share count was given. This is what AMC, they shared the share count, right? On the 9th, they're going to be sharing how many investors there are, how many individual investors own AMC stock. And that's what's going to be happening. Now, with that being said, even with the count coming out, the count being over 500 million shares, even then, I don't know how that number is counted. They may be and the reason I say I don't know how that number is counted is because they could be counting actual real shares, and maybe there are synthetic shares, but the way the system counts it, they don't count those shares, right? Or those shares are hiding, or those shares are not acknowledged, or they can see like, oh no, these are not real shares that can be counted. These are IOU shares, so they're not counted in the vote count because you don't get a vote on an IOU share. If you're a hedge fund or something, who knows exactly how that works. I really can't tell you, but that's just a little bit of speculation about what it might be, and so Lance says 501 million, and that's just what they're saying. So we'll have to see. Amy has a great point too. Amy says, wasn't there a big fat dip in the VW squeeze? Yes. VW squeeze, there was a big dip, right? And the VW squeeze right here, we can see before you look, we had the run up, right? And even then, let me show you. I mean, we can take it one further. Now, granted, this is different. So, and I know people are super conflicted on this, me included, but take a look here, right? We had a run up and then it had a dip, and for all we know, we're back here. Right, for all I know, a run up, a huge run up, a little bit of dip. Maybe we'll dip a little more, run up, dip, or maybe for all I know, we're down here. We could be anywhere, or maybe we're not even on this chart. Maybe we're back here, right here, or something. So it's really hard to say, but yes, there's and I guess the moral of the story is there's going to be dips and there's going to be rips. All right. Looks like the day did end on at 43.72, down 8.75% in the after hours. But you know what? I'm still bullish. I still feel I bought my positions and I'm in. I got options, and you know what? I am do or die. Hopefully I'm due because I really would not like to lose $5,000 on what's going on. But I believe in it enough that I made the decision and I'm going to hold, and I did it. And if I lose the money, then we'll definitely have a conversation because it's not going to feel so good. But I'll have you guys walk me through it. All right. I can't think about it. So, anyways. So, okay, I see a lot of people asking my prediction for Monday before I head out. My prediction for Monday is I think that we're going to see which way the wind blows, which way we break through. If we go up, if we break through bullish, we break through bearish, or we continue to consolidate. I'm going to be waiting. I can't really just give a random prediction. I'm looking for these indicators to give me something good, right? I think we need, hopefully, we could have a huge buy the dip on Monday. Maybe new retail investors are like, maybe a good DD will come out this weekend. Some kind of positive news for AMC. There could be anything. And so we'll wait. I got a few super chats. I want to respect the super chat, so I'll read that really quick, and then I'll head out. Adam Aaron is a duck? What kind of emoji is that? A snake. All right, did not expect that. We were on our way to the moon, and he sold shares at the worst possible time. We've had nothing but red. He's the enemy. Here's the deal. I don't necessarily agree that he's the enemy. I will say, though, Adam Aaron, as much as I respect Adam Aaron, and I, was a small fanboy or whatever, Adam Aaron is the CEO of AMC. He cares about the longevity of AMC. I don't believe he cares about a short squeeze. He doesn't. He would rather. I personally, and think about it from his perspective. From his perspective, he needs his company. He's run several successful companies. Been the CEO of several successful companies. And I believe he said that he left all of them better than he came in. And now AMC, you know, this is going to be his final company, most likely, that he runs before he retires. And he doesn't want to leave it in shambles. He doesn't want it to go under. He wants to leave. He wants to say, I'm the one who saved AMC. You know, what a legacy that he would have. And he mentioned in his interview with Trey about he wants to have an amazing story for American business, right? He wants to have a cool story, or however he phrased it. Now, with that being said, his job is to make sure his company stays afloat. If in theoretically, even if this thing squeezes, you know, and the apes left, I'm sure he's worried that they wouldn't come back. There's a million different scenarios that could be going through his mind. So I don't want to speculate, but while I don't think he's the enemy, I think he does have his own agenda of he wants those shares, he wants this, he wants that, you know, and you know, actually, I'm going to take a book I'm going to take a page out of Trey's book on this one, because Trey said, and I respect this a lot, and I'm actually going to do the same because it makes sense. So Trey said he's not going to vote until one of the last days of voting, because those 20 million shares, I would love to give those 20 million shares to Adam Aaron to have his company continue to be successful, right, in the future, if they ever need them, you know, should they ever need them. And remember, he doesn't want to do it and then just sell them straight into the market. And he couldn't even use them until 2022. But I would love to give him that option to, like, say, hey, Adam, like, buddy, we're on a first name basis, me and Adam. So I would say, hey, Adam, if you need those shares, like, you know what, the squeeze is squoze, I'm freaking a gazillionaire, you know, please have those shares. I'm going to encourage everyone to vote yes on that. And yeah, so that's keep that in mind. Okay. So let's see what Equinox says. Let's say this goes until the end of the year, next year, and the short squeeze starts. Wouldn't the hedges be in even deeper in the pile of crap that they already made, like legal trouble? Equinox, I do think so. I think they're already in some kind of weird, I don't want to say trouble just yet, but I think if they're caught, they'll be in trouble. I have a few different ideas about where they may be, but something that we're forgetting that no one has mentioned yet, me included, is the failure to delivers. We are still in a super millions and millions and millions. I don't remember exactly how many failure to delivers, but those still aren't covered from my understanding. They never purchased those failure to delivers, and they're accruing. And we've kind of let that go out of the radar for now, but we're going to have to find the number. I'm going to have to find the number and bring that up, because nobody's really mentioning those. And I think people do need to start mentioning those, because they're a thing. They're still haven't been returned. So these guys are still going to have to find those shares on top of everything else going on. Okay, so, but yes, even if they continue by that time, these guys are going to be in an even deeper hole. I believe that each week the squeeze goes on, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. You know, maybe microscopically bigger, marginally bigger, but I think that the squeeze gets larger with each week that goes on. Jeremy says, don't worry, 100 next week, guys. Ape strong, relax. Coffee in Train says, thanks for all you do. Someone new to trading, and your stream helps greatly. Assuming the short interest is accurate, how does this affect the ceiling of the short squeeze? So I don't know if it actually affects the ceiling of the short interest. So let's say magically, right? The short interest is accurate, right? All this does, in my opinion, if this short interest is actually 13%, even if it goes down to 5%, right? All that allows is for hedges to kind of pay less over time. They still have all the shares, right? And even so let's say these shares on loan, let's say the short interest goes down to 2%, right? And this is all arbitrary. Just take it for what it is. Let's say the short interest goes down to 2%, but these shares on loan are at 200 million. You know, or it goes up or it stays the same. That still means they still have to return these shares. Okay, they're still going to have to return these shares, but they can wait a little longer because they're not paying as much short interest on paper in front of us, right? That doesn't mean that the squeeze isn't going to squeeze, because what happened last time is this short interest, I believe, went back down. And I'm going to have to look at the history. I'm going to have to see how far back I can go on this. But basically what happened is, can I see the short interest here? Short interest for January 12. Oh, where's January 27th? What? See, estimated short interest. Look, this was 12%, and we still. Well, I guess that was a game of squeeze. Anyways, I don't think it affects anything. Okay, I think it continue. I think the short squeeze will continue. Eventually, what will happen, I believe personally, is even if this goes down, it will go back up, and it's back on. Everything's back on. Everything continues. Nothing changes, I guess is what I'm saying. So that's that. All right, I'm really heading out this time. My fiance is gonna kill me, but I appreciate you guys. You guys know what it is. I'll be streaming Monday. I'm gonna see if I can maybe get a video out this weekend. But yes, so to wrap up, I'm bullish. I'm still personally so bullish, and nothing's done. I don't think it's done. Trey doesn't think it's done. Matt Kors doesn't think it's done. There's a whole AMC stock subreddit that does not think it's done. All right, as Diamond Life says, we're all grown. Hold yourself accountable for your own investments, right? Manage your risk, and look at the DD. And you may want to look at the DD before you make any rash decisions, okay? Before you decide what you're gonna do. I read some DD and I'm like, you know what? Yes, like I know it didn't feel good today, but everything is still on course. We're still up, hundreds of percentage from where we were, okay? And so, yeah, Diamond, no problem, my friend. Prowess, thank you so much. I will have a great dinner. Ginger, I'll catch you later. Lee, catch you later. I don't know if all is in here, Diamond, backhand, but I appreciate all you guys. I will catch you guys later. I'll leave you guys with a little bit of music. Let you guys say bye. Be nice to the mods. Don't freak them out. And peace, guys. You guys have a fantastic weekend. Take a breather. You're good. You're up mostly, and if you're down, think about averaging down if you want to help you hold them. It's always easier to hold whenever you're at, if you have an average of $10 or $5 or $15, even if you have an average of $20 right now, it's probably easier to hold than if you have an average of 60. Okay, so boom, leave you guys with that. You guys have a fantastic weekend. I will catch you guys later. Peace.